in, kid.
Hello and welcome to the Very Bad Batch Explosion of West Africa, where we break down and discuss what we used to break down and discuss each and every episode of the Bad Batch, Star Wars' original animated series. Life happened, fell away. We're a couple episodes behind, but let's just talk about it in one big blob. Let's just wrap it up. My name's Dylan Blight, and joining me to discuss the finale of the show, Ashley, help me.
Hey, John, excited to be here when they've released a triple header of episodes.
That's right. Back to back to back.
Yep.
So, put it this way straight out, I did watch 3 episodes back to back. It was a very good way to finish out the series.
Yeah.
Like, it flowed together very well, I gotta say. I maybe I would have liked
Movie length finale.
Yeah, movie length finale. You know, it was really good. So, you did not though. You actually watched them, or did you watch them?
Yeah, I watched them each week, and then you're like, "Oh, I don't want to do the podcast."
I mean, that's not
inaccurate.
Not inaccurate or inaccurate.
I mean, if we were to do a podcast the last 2 weeks, it would have been like 5-minute long episodes.
That's the problem.
Yeah. It was definitely building up to that last episode.
Yeah, which was actually like 45 minutes or some shit.
Yeah, it was, which in retrospect made sense because like 15 episodes is kind of a weird number to do for a final season. So one episode being a full double length episode makes sense.
Made more sense, yeah. But I mean, yeah, that's why I was like, whatever. Like those last 2 episodes, they were just getting us to the finale. Hey, but yeah, to recap, I guess it's like we left off. The Bad Batch separated. Omega's captured. Omega's working with the kids, finding a way out. Bad Batch get Rampart. Rampart leads them to base. Finale. That's about right, isn't it?
It is 100% right.
That's 100% right. Yeah.
What episode? Into the Breach is them trying to find the coordinates of the base.
Mm-hmm.
Flash Strike is them getting to the planet the base is on.
Mm-hmm. And
then the cavalry has arrived as them actually trying to pull off the escape.
Yep. Now it's 3 episodes in a row. Very good. It's a good flow to it.
So yeah, it took 3 episodes, effectively 4 featuring the time of 4 episodes, to do what Omega did in 2 at the start of the season.
Yep, pretty much. There we go. So I mean, yeah, how did you feel about the last few episodes, the series finale, the way it wraps up this whole show?
Yeah, I thought the finale was good. Like, it was a good build, I guess, in retrospect. You know, well, there was a lot of laying of breadcrumbs of like getting Rampart back there so he can play a part, and then how the events of the final episode take place. Kind of having Omega connecting with the other people in the vaults, and her trying to scout out a way for her to escape and that kind of stuff. Was a pretty big factor, I guess. You needed those episodes to make that finale work. Do I love where it kind of ended? No, because I was hoping for a much darker ending to the series. It's weird that we've been like, oh, this series is about.
We spent this entire year or this entire season
being like, hey, this is the show that's going to explain why they're so into how Snoke came back somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, hey, this isn't that story. Hey, you know all that research we're doing around that? No.
So what is the story of this show?
It's just about a bunch of clones trying to survive. Trying to be a family, you know?
Isn't it funny how like, and I don't ever feel like it's my fault because I'm like, you know what? That is actually the story I'd prefer than the Snoke shit. But because they kept giving it to us and talking about Project Necromancer, dumbest name ever, then like to have it not really go anywhere or mean anything, I was like, you fuckers, like, like I don't really care I get it. It actually makes sense. Like if the research actually was done, then why the fuck are they still trying to figure it out in the Mandalorian time, right? It doesn't really make any sense in like when you look at the bigger picture. But still, I'm like,
I guess they would have worked it out quicker if
they had the research and whatever.
You know, the Emperor would have returned much sooner.
Yeah.
Rather than like 2 generations later.
No, exactly. So, but I mean, yeah. I had the same thing where I was like, you fucking like I get it, but fucking really?
Yeah. It was all kind of for not all this midichlorians talk, you know. You know, it had a very surprisingly happy ending where pretty much everyone escaped. All the kids were fine. Only Nala Se, I guess. You know.
Nala Se goes out like a hero, though.
Yeah.
Rampart's like, give me this. I'm going to use it to make
Tell
friends
me all
with the Empire again.
Yeah.
And she's like, no one will get my research, you little fuck. And then,
you know, blows herself up. You know,
blows herself out. You know,
going out like a boss, going out with a bang.
Literally. Yeah, goes out on her own terms. You know, so good for her, I say.
You know, and also an important message about backing up your data.
Yeah, exactly. You know, if they'd backed it up to the cloud, actually, they would have been fine. That's in retro. Like when you look at Star Wars as a whole, if they had cloud servers, it does solve a lot of the problems. I think. You know,
it's just technology beyond their.
They got a lot of
grasp.
data disks and hard disks and shit like that. They got fucking lightsabers and shit. Cloud storage, no. Chips, yes.
Well, you know, it did happen.
Yes,
it did happen a long time ago
in a galaxy far, far away. That's what I heard. Yeah.
So tech just isn't there yet.
I like how it happened so long ago that tech, you know,
we forgot about. We've had enough time to forget a bunch of stuff,
and then make cloud storage.
Yeah, but not the thing. Not the hyperdrive travel.
Yeah, not the important shit. You know, can't remember how to fucking do that. Apparently. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, I thought, like, to break it up, I guess that I did like the way that the don't know how to speak. The way the finale plays out with in regard to Project Necromancer being dumb and not meaning shit. It's fitting because it's a dumb name, right?
Yeah.
So whatever. I thought the action of the finale was really good. Animation, music, pacing of it and all. I did feel like at any point someone could die until they didn't. So at least they got that, right?
I thought Wrecker was definitely not going to make it.
Yeah, the amount of time Wrecker was fucked. You know, they kept being like, he kept coming out like the Hulk, but I was like, Wrecker's dead, right? Wrecker is definitely dying. Yeah, so that was sort of shocking. I mean, all the way up into that, like that final scene on the
ramp.
The ramp, kind of. Yeah, before as Dickface is trying to get away with
Omega.
That was pretty cool. I like that.
You
know, the fact there's something I don't know what it means, but something poetic, I guess, about a man who failed to be able to get his ability to shoot back until he lost his shooting hand. Like,
well, I think it was interesting. I saw an article, someone talked about how it kind of is a subversion of a Star Wars trope where, you know, someone will lose a hand and they'll get worse, you know, whereas here Crosshair loses his hand and becomes the better shot. He's losing a SX.
Luke loses his hand and becomes a better Jedi, right? Isn't that?
Yeah, but not at that moment. Not till much later.
Not till much later, but I guess Anakin loses his hand, becomes
I guess
stronger.
Losing your hand at any point would technically make you worse.
Losing your hand just levels you up, I think, right?
Sure. Only in a world where robotics are a thing, you know. Not in our world where we're currently unable to get robotics, but do have cloud storage.
But which one's more important?
Cloud storage.
Cloud storage.
Yeah.
It's not even a joke, you know. What can we do without it? Nothing.
we're living in a Matrix X world where we could have robotics and, hands and that kind of stuff, but someone chose to put cloud
Someone
storage in it instead.
chose at some stage, they said, do you want robotic hands and all this sort of stuff? Do you want to be able to cure cancer? Or do you want cloud
Lightsabers,
storage?
all that stuff. Or cloud
So,
storage. Yeah.
And someone said, Apple Cloud, please. Cloud storage.
Yep.
Good on them for having the ability to make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would say. At the end of this, they do one of the dumbest. Well, not dumbest, but it's just funny. It's like this. Whatever. After everything happens, they fucking fly off, right? Like they have the big battle, take off. They all survived. I'm sitting there going, "Oh, shock, cool." They have the really cool shot of obviously the Star Destroyers coming in. Straight away, I'm like, Here comes Tarkin, because obviously,
of course, Tarkin picking the bones as soon as he possibly can.
Tarkin loves,
and I assume he's putting the funding into the Death Star.
So that's the dumbest fucking line in the fact he says it out loud, like a secret project name in front of a random bunch of Star Troopers. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, he comes out and he goes, redirect all funding to Project Stardust, which is the Death Star. Right, that's Rogue One, Stardust. Mads Mikkelsen's like, you're my Stardust,
which he currently isn't in charge of.
No, he's not currently in charge of it. No, Krennic is.
Yeah,
but he's like sort of helping oversee it or whatever.
Yeah, he's like, that's the most promising one currently.
Yeah. The Death Star, but just
he already threatened to take over this project.
Yeah. I just thought it was so funny that there's a random bunch of stormtroopers there. He's like, redirect all funding to Project Stardust. And they're like, what the fuck's that?
What? Okay.
What's that?
Just do the paperwork, I guess, without knowing what it actually is.
I just write Project Stardust here. Tarkin
Someone will understand.
All funding to be moved. Right. Sort that off. Sign off, please, palps. Yeah. There you go. Move on.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Good for him. Fawn sensitive children they all live happily ever after, I guess.
Someone's going to find their parents.
I don't know what happened.
Even though I don't know how anybody can find anybody else in Star Wars universe,
I have no idea.
It's not like they had tracking tags.
Yeah.
That baby, he doesn't know who his mother is.
No idea. I'm waiting for the rest of his life.
Unless they're putting out missing posters.
Don't know.
Do they have those in Star Wars universe?
Probably, surely. They got milk cartons, blue milk. Fucking put the baby on a milk carton. Emery agrees to go with the senator, whatever. I don't know if that's sure. Why not? They forgave.
What are the repercussions of that?
Yeah. I don't know.
Probably nothing. Probably assassinated right away.
Mm. And then the show has an ending, I guess, and an epilogue. The ending is that the family shot. That's how I took it anyway.
Yeah.
Of them all sitting together, the discussion about what they have to do now. They're like, no, we're done. We're
done fighting. We're all good. They're not going to chase you anymore.
Yeah, we're just relaxing. That was kind of nice.
Yeah.
Good shot of them all sitting there on the bench with their dog, their pet animal. Yeah. Good for them. For a second, I was like, that's where the show went. But anyway, we then got an epilogue. Years later, I don't know, 10, maybe?
I guess so. How long is it between?
Well, that's
it'd have to be 18, 14 years.
Yeah, well, I don't know. This show seems to take place very quickly after.
Yeah, almost directly after.
Most directly, and then maybe the events of this 3 seasons are taking place over maybe a couple of years. Tops.
Yeah.
So we got. I think it's. I mean, even if you said 10 years, you still got. Yeah.
Yeah, at least.
There's time. Because she looks to be maybe a 16, like a teenager, right?
No, she'd have to be 20 something.
Yeah, I guess she's 20. Okay.
Yeah, she's 10 or something in the series.
Yeah, in this, I assume she was 10 to 12ish.
Yeah,
something around that. Yeah, so I guess 10 years later she would be like 20, I'd say. Yeah. But yeah, so she, Omega's like sneaking out to go join to take a ship and go join the rebellion, but Hunter's, he's Hunter's senses. He knows. He's waiting for her with Batcher. He's old. He's grey. Batcher. They got a gonk droid.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you make of this this epilogue? Is this just because, or like because they want to have her show up somewhere else? Like, what'd you take from it?
I don't know that I took anything. It's just
an epilogue.
It's just an epilogue. I guess it makes sense. It's like, oh, where were they during the rebellion? I guess kind of explains it. They're hanging out on the island, and Omega's going to go fight as part of the rebellion.
Yeah, and die.
Maybe. I mean, we never see her again, so
That's true. One thing I thought, like, in all the weird things this series done. Now, I'm all for like Omega continuing as a character without the Bad Batch or whatever. Like, she's a really interesting character, obviously. But one thing is really weird, and it just makes me guess that maybe they do want to continue her down the line, other than this epilogue thing, is obviously the fact they had that whole episode where they're like, let's do fucking Jedi training and then never come back to that ever again.
Yeah.
Like, there's
we don't have enough Jedi in
there. Yeah, but there's like, in retrospect, there's so many things where you're like, what was it? Okay.
But I don't think it was necessarily her being a Jedi, just that she had some sort of force connection that justifies her being able to the cloning stuff, which doesn't become important later.
Yeah.
But maybe that is the important thing, that, maybe we will see her again and she is being chased because they realized that,
her and Grogu,
they need her for the future cloning technology.
Yep. Her and Grogu on the run together. They're not going to call it the Mandalorian and Grogu. It's Omega and Grogu.
Yeah, Omega and Grogu together again for the first time.
Yeah.
Maybe Omega is Grogu. I know.
Omega is Grogu. Confirmed.
Yeah.
Omega is Grogu's mum. Confirmed. Any last thoughts? Any other things?
It was cool when the Zilly Beasts came and wrecked shop.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Cool. That's a good point. That was fun.
And I loved how the Bad Batch was like, oh, that's definitely Omega. Releasing an animal into destroy a bunch of shit. That's,
very Omega.
Totally her MO.
I think it was that, and then like the trust in Hunter at the end that was like, you gotta take this shot. And he's like, where it was like, well, hit her. He's like, he knows what to do. She knows what to do. There's a few moments where she just like, they were like, yep, that's Omega fucking shit up, and like, no, trust Omega to know what to do here. Like,
yeah,
it was cool. Like, obviously the Bad Batch, they had help in saving her, but she was already starting the party well before they got there.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. Season as a whole,
solid. I mean, on par with the other seasons, I guess. I know. I feel like this one maybe had a little bit more direction, but it's hard to say.
Show
without watching it all. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably not up to Clone Wars. It's probably not up to Rebels. I don't know. How would you compare it to Resistance?
I would say it's my least favorite Star Wars animated show, which I don't think it's bad. I just think it's like it's fine. It's perfectly watchable, but it's not highly engaging unless you do what I do and save up a few episodes and binge it, which that seems to help. Maybe that should have been the secret.
Well, now that it's all out there, if you haven't watched it and you're listening to this finale episode,
why not?
Go watch it.
Go watch it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like, I think the season was better than season 2. I think. A bit more focused. It helped. I'd say the first season was still the best season. But yeah, the show's overall.
Yeah, I enjoyed the crosshair stuff this season.
Yeah, that
obviously
was
with her.
A lot more engaging.
That was, They had a different element to the crew. So.
What I am excited for, though, Ash, do you want to guess?
The Acolyte.
Correct. It's the correct answer. We will be back on Holocron Entries for our currently unnamed show. We're going to decide off air of what we're going to call our Acolyte after show. And that is something that I am, every time I see more of, I cannot wait to get into. That's going to be some quality Star Wars shit right there. Is what
I haven't watched the latest trailer. And obviously, apparently they showed footage of it the show with the Phantom Menace re-release.
I've seen some leaks, but I've tried not to watch it. Like I've seen a couple seconds like play on my Twitter feed and stuff. But
that's very exciting. It's a good time to be a Star Wars fan. Obviously, Andor probably isn't too far away. Skeleton Crew also later this year.
There's some good shit coming, and then Mandalorian somewhere. Fucking who cares?
Some of them.
That stuff's exciting.
Do you think we're going to get another animated Star Wars series?
Oh yeah, definitely.
In the vein of this,
yeah, Star Wars has become like a
okay. But where?
No idea. But it will get more Star Wars animated stuff. It doesn't. I do not believe, no matter how big Dave Filoni moves up the chain, he will ever not care about animated stuff. That's what he's come from. That he comes from animation. You know, I just don't. He's always going to want animated Star Wars somewhere.
What do you think's more likely? Something in the current canon, someone posts the sequels, or something in the High Republic?
I think more likely, for some reason, it's going to be around episode 4 because they fucking love that time period. What would I like?
We're going to follow Omega during the rebellion.
Yeah, fucking who gives it? What I would like is something around episode either The Force Awakens or post Rise of Skywalker, right? Or even anything around
filling the gap before the Rey movie.
Anything around sequel trilogy stuff.
Period.
But what will most likely be set? Fucking original trilogy time period. They fucking flies to a moths with that shit. Anyway, we shall see. All right. Thank you for joining us on our Spoilercast watch along post episode discussion series here, The Very Bad Batch. This is the final episode of it, but of course the show kicks on. We will continue talking about more Star Wars here on the Holocron Entries podcast feed. As we just said, upcoming of course in June it's only a month away for the Acolyte. Super excited. Stay tuned for that. We'll be discussing it each week, episode by episode. And I hate to assume, but I'm going to say there's probably more to discuss each episode of that than there was for this show. So that will be exciting. And then, it should be a decent year for Star Wars coming up. I think the next 12 months should be exciting. Cool. Thank you very much. Of course, check out our Twitter's explosion.com/Twitter. It takes you to there. Come talk to us about Star Wars if you want. Explosion.com/Discord. And you can check out explosion.com for all our other podcasts, fun things, and shiny things, buttons that you can click on and help out and check out and read about and do all the things over there. Until June, when we're back with whatever the show will be called. May the Force be with you.
Do you want to know the worst take that I've seen post the Bad Batch?
Sure.
They said that grown-up Omega should be played by Florence Pugh.
Just stop recording.